everyone, and welcome to today's Hooray, It's Thursday with Courtney. I'm bringing the lovely and beautiful suite, which we sort of touched on the last week, to this week. So the lovely and beautiful suite has, from Stamping Up, is a bundle or a suite that has designer series paper, 2 stamp sets, ribbon, and some gems in it. So I bought I bought all of the goodies that I've got as part of it over to the table so that we'll have a look. And I'm going to I've entered my Easter show goodies, and I've decided I'm going to make a wedding card, and I was planning on using this suite. So I'm going to have a play, and I haven't made any decisions as to what we're doing today. I've just got some paper and some cardstock, and we're just going to go with the flow. So let me show you the suite. Well, let me show you the pieces. This is the Simply Beautiful stamp set. It's part of the suite that has, it also has another stamp set in it called Beautifully Celebrated, but this is the only one of the 2 that I got. The other one's really nice. It's got some extra greenery and things like that, and it's got some great, what are they called? I don't know, cutout sections, big fronts that you can put on cards, but I really wanted this one because I really like the idea of the flowers. Okay, I used to do paper towel, and I think that this will be a great set that we can work with from that perspective, because look at all the layers that there are in this flower, and I can have lots of fun with that. So not that I'm going to do that today, but I've just been looking at it, and there's some really pretty components to this suite. The whole suite together, if you were looking at joining, this whole suite is probably a little bit more than, or actually it is a little bit more than the joining fee at the moment. But you could, if you took out one of the stamps, like the other stamp set, you can get everything that I'm going to show you today as part of your joining kit. Okay, I really like these guys. Now, I really missed our vellum, and there is 12 by 12 vellum that has come back, but I wanted to show you these. Now, you're going to get 2 of each, and these are called Beautifully Adorned Ephemera Pack, and they're nice and heat shrunk into the packet so that you know they're a little bit difficult to get out, but there they come. There's no way they're going back in there. They'll go back into an envelope. So we get 2 of each. It's quite thick vellum. There's the other one, another one, and then there is also, oh, it's actually really thick vellum. There's this one as well. So there's 3 different designs, and you get 2 of each, and they're just beautiful. The whole suite of the designer series, actually, is there more than that? Let me have a sticky. No, there's only 2 of each. That's fine. It's just really thick, the vellum. All right. And there's something nice about really thick vellum. It's really nice to stamp on. It's really nice to play with alcohol markers on. It's just really nice in general. Okay. And this is the paper. The paper is just a specialty paper. Hi, Lisa. Oh, hello, everyone. Everyone's coming to join us. We've got Natalie, we got Chris, and we've got Lisa so far. And I know that there's a few other people that are watching. Oh, and thank you for my birthday wishes. How are you guys going? Oh, and Cheryl's here as well. Okay, we've got everybody happening. So this paper is really pretty. I have added some, there's some gold hiding in here because I have been playing in it. All right, and I've used a lot of a piece. So there's none of this left because I've used almost all of it, even though I really love the back of it. So really, really pretty designer series paper with its gold accents. All right. Oh, look, there's some more of that one. That's good because I really like the back of that one. And there's this one. Both sides are really pretty. So if I'm planning on making a fairly subtle card today. So I've brought over with me some Old Olive and some peach pie. And there is my favorite piece, because you can color to your heart's content on that piece if you want, or you can leave it as is. And then on the back, it's got these really delicate little flowers. Yes, this paper is very lush, Natalie. That is a great way of describing it. And this is the paper that we're going to be playing with in my February class, which is coming up on the 21st of February. So I thought I better get on in and have a bit more of a play. Loving all of these little guys. Now, they're actually not that little. When you pull them out, they're actually quite a decent size. So this makes quite a large flower, and this makes, you know, that one there cuts out, oh, excuse me, this flower here. Okay, so just be aware of that. It's actually a really pretty, it's quite nice size flower. Okay, I'm just going to pop wedding wishes on it today. I'm thinking, and I might get this all out to start with. And look, the size of the leaves are great. It just, yeah, lots of things. This really doesn't do it justice. Okay, just saying. All righty. Cheryl, this has got some nice wedding sentiments for your. Oh, I know what I didn't bring over to the table. I'll just turn around and grab one though. They're just here. Here's a cleaner, because these guys are brand spanking new. There's quite a few stamps that are out at the moment that are on the must-get list. Okay. Oh, Cheryl, you jumped over to a different platform, hey? So I'll just give them a bit of a initial clean. If you caught my live video last week and we had that dodgy stamp, Stampin' Up have sent me out a new one of those. So I've got a new leaf stamp to play with, which is excellent. Okay, so we've got some really nice big stamps. We've got a lovely big flower. So you will need your big block, which is an E, especially for that flower. Okay. All right, so let me just, and you know what? Let's be bold. Let's use that beautiful big flower. Okay. And some beautiful big leaves. Okay. The other flowers we've got here, we've got some little buds, and we've got some little, oh, hello, how you going? Yeah. Some other little flowers as well. So just have a bit of a, pull out a couple. I'm thinking that we need this guy as well, and we definitely need this one. These would be perfect for that no line watercoloring, which I'm not doing today, but I just was thinking about just then and thought, oh, actually to make a really nice card using that. Okay, so the other things that you will find in this suite are these little guys. Aren't they pretty? There's got like a faceted little squares all over them, and they all shine different colors. And there is 120 in there. It looks like there's two different sizes. All right, 3 different colors. And then there is this ribbon. Okay, it's a gold and a white color, and it's brand new. So I'll have to just open this up because we will be using it. Just stick I've just pushed it up, and then I just stick my snips in underneath that. There's like a plastic film around there, and it's going to make it really nice and easy. No, and stick my snips in there just to open that up. But there you go. Look at that one. The other one that we had was a cream color, but this one's a white that's as the base, which makes it hard to see in the screen, but that's okay. All right. So I've pulled over quite a variety of different colors because I wasn't sure what I'm doing. I've got my blending brushes. I want it to be a subtle card. I'm not sure what color I'm going to use yet, but you know what? Let's see. Where did I put my bone folder? There it is. I've been having a play on the engraving machine, see? So I've got my name on this one quite nicely because it's new. And we'll just fold this guy in half. All right. Hopefully everyone's been well and behaving. Okay, so because I'm not sure what color I'm using, I have cut an inside and a outside mat for both of them. All right, and I've got my envelope here, and I've also got some basic white pieces. but I'm thinking what I need is to just stamp some flowers, and we'll go along with that. Now, I bought over fresh freesia and I bought over the peach pie. So let's go with some peach pie because I've got that color. And we'll just, now it's a nice big stamp. So when you've got a nice big stamp, I just find this the easier way to stamp. Put some ink on it. Okay. And we're going to cut this out. So hopefully it's a nice thick stamp, which it is. And we didn't end up with any extra bits that you can see there. Now I'm going to cut 2 of it because I am going to do a little bit of layering. Okay, so let's, it just warrants that. I just think it's one of those stamps that I just think it needs that extra little bit of layering. Haven't decided it. Oh, actually, yes, I can do that. See how there's all this extra ink on that block? Nobody's stopping us from doing this sort of stuff. Okay, and just putting a little bit of ink, just like a little blush in a few spots on here. Okay. So it's only subtle. Okay. And I will do the same on this one, but then that ink doesn't get wasted. Okay. Just bring it in. And it's like little highlights on there. Now you can color it with your other tools if you would like to. Okay. Remember the magnolia that we had? It's, oh, hi Sharon, how you going? She's checking up on me. She's got work for me to do and touch and base. That's okay, I haven't forgotten you, Sharon. I've just been a bit flat out like a lizard drinking, as they say. All right, so another one that we're going to cut out is this little guy. Now, this little guy, I'm thinking is we might do it. It is a flower plus it is some leaves. So what I'm thinking is I might get a bit creative with my inking of this one. All right, and I'm going to ink it in Old Olive. Okay. And I might do 2 of them. And then I'll also ink it in the peach pie. But I'm really only needing the flower in the peach pie. So if you wanted to, you could just ink the flower. Okay. And yes, there is a reason behind my method to my madness there, because I'm actually going to cut that out. All right. So we'll put a little bit of ink on this guy as well. Okay. So I'm using the little blending brushes because I find that I have a lot more control over them. All right, and let's get some leaves. And I really think I need 2 lots of leaves. So will I use all of these pieces? Probably not, but we'll see. All right, let's see how we go here. Okay. So we'll just cover that up and we'll cut these guys out. So this is where we can talk amongst ourselves, sing amongst ourselves, do all that sort of stuff, because I haven't pre-cut them because I wasn't sure what I was doing and I need to get a bit with it. All right. So bring out these beautiful dies. Look at them. Aren't they fabulous? Okay, so I need this great big flower guy. It's just a matter of working out where that sits. Now, because there's so much cutting to do this time, I will, oh, I've only got the one piece of vellum, not vellum, washi tape. So I'm going to have to go through numerous times. All right, so you're just going to have to bear with me a bit. You forgot it was Thursday. Yeah. No, I know that you weren't checking up on me. I know that you've been busy, and you're pretty lenient with me, which is great. So I'm going to come back to that one. Let's get these little ones. Okay. Alrighty, and this one I don't believe needs the washi tape. Oh, I should have done this on the other side. I am right-handed. These do work in both directions. So if I can turn, I might just turn her around. It's so they work for both right and left-handed people, so which is pretty excellent. Let me just do that. So when Tony's doing his swaps, he can crank them through. When he's helping me prep for classes, he can crank things through. He's pretty good on the old cut and emboss machine, actually. He's a lot faster than me at it, that's for sure. Whoops. Oh no, actually, no, whoops, that one's all right. So now I'm just going to cut out these little flower heads, and I'm just going to sit off to the side a bit. These ones are going to give me that nice white edge around them that I quite like. If you are not a white edge fan, you will need to fussy cut around the side of them because it's quite thick, their white edge around these ones. All right. And this guy here. Whoop. Got to put your tongue in the right spot to get it to go where you want it to go. And there she is. Okay. And that's that one sheet's done so far. All right, so I'll just put that back there. Do another flower. Now I'm doing the whole flower because, like I said, I haven't decided what I want to do, but I'm doing the whole flower just in case. And then I'll do my leaves. All right. Then I can pick which one's the best flower for me, because, you know, we always do that too. Does anyone else do that? Pull out, stamp 2 leaves or stamp 2 things, then pick which one ever cuts out the best for you. I've started not colouring in usually until after. Yes, I do. I've started not colouring until after I've cut out on a lot of things, because there's always more paper. But if I've spent ages colouring something, it's so frustrating if I stuff up the cutting out, let me tell you. And I'm usually in a bit of a rush and act a bit like a bull at a gate, so I will often have extra bits to cut out. So we will be bringing that guy back because I do want some gold cut out, I think, because I think I need some stamens for the inside of my flower. Okay, so we got some really pretty flowers happening here. Now, you can layer them up, like I said. With this one, they're essentially, it's looking like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 or 5 layers that you can do here. So depending on how many layers you want will depend on what you're doing. I'm not going to make a difficult card this time. I'm not going to make it hard for me. I am going to do just this top layer here, And that is not the same as, there is another outline in here, but it is not this one. Okay, that goes with the little flower, not the inside of this flower. So if I want to do, I do have to fussy cut it if that's what I want to do. So bear with me. And I'm thinking that I'll fussy cut out this one because that's actually done, I've done a better job on that one. Now I am going to run it along the outer edge of the stamping. And the reason being is there's already the edge around it. And I actually want, because I'll be just layering this on top. All right. And, you know, we put all the time in the world. Oh, I don't want that one. I'm going to go down this one. So there's so many layers here. This flower could actually be quite fabulous. So in so many different layers. I'm just wondering if I was to do this flower on a card for the Easter show, I'm wondering what color I do. Gosh, it'd look pretty in our lemon lolly, wouldn't it? But I do layer upon layer upon layer because, you know, they like all that sort of fancy stuff. I've entered 2 cards. One of them's a birthday card and one of them is a wedding card. Normally I give them a massive description and then try and make my cards to whatever I've described because I haven't made them in advance. And this year I just went, one's a wedding card and one's a birthday card. Now, as you can see, then that's layers up there. You can come in here and actually trim around these petals. But if you're going to do that, go down the line, okay? Some would say just add another layer. But I'm just going to trim down these lines. And it leaves you the opportunity to shape the flower as well. All right. Now, if you're shaping your flower, you will need your piercing mat. Okay. Mine's got all little piercing holes all over. I don't know if you can see that. And you will need your bone folder. So with this flower, if you're going to shape the top one, you do need to shape the bottom one a little bit. Just give your do a little bit of gentle persuasion with your paper or cardstock in the direction you want it to go. Okay. So all I've done is made it so that those petals are just a little bit shaped. Okay. And because I've already colored them, that's okay. So you'll see that'll make that one there stick up a little bit. So it just gives the flower a little bit of dimension. Now you can also go along and shape in here as well, if you wanted to. All right. Just, okay. Just to give it a little bit of extra shape. It provides a bit of shadow as well. Make sure your bone folder's clean if you're going to do this, because there's nothing worse than putting marks all over everything. Now, the beauty about this is it's going to give me on the back an idea as to where my petals are. All right. And now it's probably a bit hard for you guys to see, but if you look at it, and when I turn it over, you can actually see where I've dinted the paper. Okay. And then if you wanted to, you can just roll around your petals with the point of your bone folder. If you've got the stylus on your take your pick tool, which is on the other table, but I might have the stylus part of it over here. Doesn't look good. Oh, hold on. No. You can actually, or if you've got the scoring tool, you can actually do that with the scoring tool, just to give your petals some shape. Okay, and then that guy's going to sit on top there. Now these little ones here to me look like they should be a bit darker because they're the back, like the petals sort of curling across and in. So I'm just going to add a bit more ink to those particular ones. Okay. All right. And we'll just go there. And then there's one here as well. Okay. See how she sits, gives a little bit of shadow. Okay. Now I do have blending tools for these guys as well. So with these particular flowers, all right, you'll notice here, I'll use this as a pointy tool. We've got our leaf, and then we've got these parts of the flowers which are also leaves. So really the petal is only these bits in underneath here. If you wanted to, now's a good time to bring your markers out, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is I'm actually going to cut, and I'm hoping it's going to work. I'm going to cut out the flower out of this one. So just get in there around the petals. And if you've got the Stampin' markers, you could just draw on the stamp, but they have been retired, so some people won't have them. Not happy with it, let me tell you. But it will sit quite nicely underneath there. Not overly excited about it. I don't think it doesn't float my boat as much as I'd like. So I'll see whether or not I decide to keep that one on the go. But what I can do is add a little bit of a blush of the peach to that one. I don't think I like that idea. Yeah, don't worry about doing that. yeah, that's not fun. All right, so we need to put a little bit of our old olive on these guys. Straight up the middle, straight up the middle. And we'll do this one as well. Oh, come on. Hey, you know what would work there is if I embossed it in gold. That would have looked really good, because then I could have just added a little bit of color. And that would have looked really nice, wouldn't it? Okay. Nice and subtle. Okay, let's do something else with this. Okay, so we've got all of these bits. We've currently got some leaves and an extra flower. Okay, but I really love all these guys. Okay, the sentiment Wedding Wishes is nice and really, really long and fits quite perfectly on that long piece of vellum there. So that is the one I'm planning to use for it. Oh, look at those leaves, aren't they gorgeous? And I love these extra little feature bits. All right, come on, nice gold vellum. So I bought over a couple of different colors. The color that I like that goes with the gold beautifully is Pecan Pie. But I'm thinking that I need to, if I'm stamping on this, I probably need to go with Old Olive, just so that it's got that darker color. And another bit of gold. See, look at them. Aren't they just fabulous? Oh, it's hard to decide. Okay. I'm thinking that we just need some gold leaves. I really like these two. And look, you know, once you've used them, you've used them, but you know what? You can always buy more. Okay. So what paper are we going to use with this? Something a little bit subtle and a little bit pretty. Look, and if you wanted to, there's nothing stopping you cutting out from this piece if you want to sit and fussy cut. Right, but we're not doing that today. Okay. This piece here is nice. The Vellum Natalie is actually, it's 12 by 12 and it's as an online exclusive, so it's not actually in a catalogue. So these ephemera packs are with the suite, but there is a 12 by 12, and I can tell you, I'll add a comment to that to tell you what the code is, because the 12 by 12 vellum is great because we can use it on our scrapbooking pages. All right, Wedding Wishes. Let's go with a nice long block. Actually, you know what? I might not. Oh, that's crooked as a dog's hind leg. I was going to say, I might not stamp that yet because I want to see, but I'm going to put on the block straight because I'm halfway through doing that. I love the glass mat for this sort of stuff. It just makes it so much easier having that grid there and me not sticking to it. Okay, so a little bit subtle. We need a little bit of designer series paper that's subtle, and I haven't decided if I want gold or not. Oh, look at you. Okay, let's bring out the trimmer. Okay, it's not a directional print on either side, so you can cut it whichever way you want, but it will depend on what part you want to feature. So I'm just going to cut it straight in half for starters, and then I think I'll have this end here. Okay, now I did have for my card, I did have a front piece. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to actually trim this down, and it's going to be my background piece because it will then bring all the little bits of color in. But there's a lot of color, there's a lot of beautiful designer series paper in the middle of this that I don't feel like wasting. So I am going to cut, and you can use one of your dies if you want to do this. I am just going to thieve a little bit from the front. Okay. My gosh, everyone's using all the power on the grid. It's spiking big time. I'm just going to thieve that, and the only reason I'm thieving it is I can use it for something else. I can use it on the front if I want to. I just like the idea of not wasting all that designer series paper, because I'm only going to show you a little bit. All right, just a little tiny bit. Hi Vicky, how you going? All right, so I'm just going to, this piece here is my normal 9.5 by 13.9. But because I want to feature a little bit more of this paper, I'm just going to trim it down just a smidge, and I will take it down to 13.5 so that we can see more of this paper, this beautiful paper. So it's currently 9.5. We'll go down to 9. Okay. So that's going to make it so that we can just see that little bit more. I just didn't want to lose all of that colour. Okay. All right. Okay, because I quite hate hiding really pretty paper. All right, there's no designer series, there's no, what's it called? Embossing folder with this suite. But if you decide that you wanted to add one, the one with the hearts is absolutely fabulous and will work quite beautifully. All right, just saying. Okay. And then, oh, where's my little guy? So it just depends on how you want to layer it up. This is such thick vellum. They're so nice. Perfect for colouring. Almost feels like shrinky dink stuff. Oh, it's lovely. Doesn't really need the second one, but you know I want to put it on there, don't you? All right. So just work out where you want things to sit. And because I want to put this, oh, it's really long. It's not going to fit. Really needs to go that way, doesn't it? Okay. Maybe it needs to be a landscape card rather than a portrait card. All right, well, maybe we're not going to be using that piece. Okay, where did my sentiment go? Am I going to be able to fit it on here? No, so I'm going to have to do I'm going to have to do my sentiment in 2 different stamps. Okay, so we'll put this bit away for later. All right, and now in our old olive, actually, do I want to use old olive? Yes, I do want to use old olive. Calypso coral would look nice as well, but I didn't bring it with me. So old olive it is. So we're going to use the word wedding first. Okay, this is where the positioning tool would be perfect. All right, I'll just go. Making sure that I'm lined up nice and straight on my grid here, because I am holding my tongue in the right spot, hoping that that stamps very nicely there for me. We'll just try the other side because it was a bit blotchy, probably because I took too long. Let's see if it didn't line her up very well. And as you can hear, I'm holding my tongue in the right spot. Let's try again. That's going to look better. Oh yes, that's much nicer. All right. Make sure you clean it, okay? Because if you don't clean it now, it's going to be dodges or hell when you do the next bit. And there's nothing to hide it under. Okay, the word wishes. Oh, nearly put the word wedding back in the ink. Wishes. And I have seen people who cut their stamps in half. I do know of other people that don't cut their stamps in half. They just buy 2 and then cut 1 in half. And now I've got a little bit of an edge along here, so I'm just going to smooth that out. because I'm now officially on the back of my cardstock. And it's easier to do. Looks better on here. Okay, so it's just where it's been shoved into the groove on the trimmer. That would also look nice in embossing gold, but I didn't bring the gold embossing powder over, so okie dokie. Let's start putting this baby together. Oh, I've got bits everywhere here. Okay, when you're putting these together, because we've cut this nice big hole out of it, I'm going to stick this straight down. See, it would even look pretty with that side. All right, it just depends on how subtle you want it. All right, let's go around the edge here. Normally I'd stick the card front to this piece first, but I know me, I would have got glue absolutely everywhere. I'm going to turn it upside down so that I have that nice piece of old olive at the bottom there. Okay, and this piece is going to sit on here. I've got this piece spare, so if you wanted to put a piece at the background here so that it sticks out, you could. If you wanted to cut some pieces out, you could, but I'm not going to because I want it to stay subtle. All right, and I'm thinking that, do I want to add some ribbon now? No, I do want to add some of the ribbon, but I'm just still thinking about how I'm going to do that. I just think the ribbon's really pretty. I love the fact that it frays beautifully as well. So I'll just stick this guy down. And see what I mean? That bigger than average peekaboo edge is really nice. Okay, so when I go to add some ribbon, it'll just be a matter of how do I want to add the ribbon. Don't want to hide all of that pretty leaf because, you know, like that's gold and it's vellum and it's extra special. Okay, now to put this guy together, I'm going to use some dimensionals, but I'm also going to use some glue. So the dimensionals are going to stick underneath my petals. And we did a little bit of this last week as well. So they're going to stick up here at the tops. All right. And then I'm going to put some glue in that bottom part. Now I didn't, like I said before, I didn't bring the take your pick tool over with me. I've got some parts of one. It's the other one sitting on the table. Okay, so I want this to sit up a bit. So I'm just going to put, actually, where's a glue dot? I won't have to hold it down then. I'll put a glue dot in the middle here. Come on, off you come, baby. All right, so make sure you line it up properly. And I'm going to press down on the inside bit and just let the other bits sort of sit up a bit. Okay. I want those bits to curl around. Okay, so my inside centerpiece is actually being shoved in, but my petals are sitting up. Okay, so that gives it like a depth, extra depth to it. Okay. and I want it to take up the majority of this corner. Actually, and you're going to come down here. Don't need that second one. And where is this little guy? Okay. This little one's got, what's it called? Some extra little leaves and twiggy bits and all that sort of stuff. And I think it will just add a little bit of extra depth to the card. So I haven't stuck anybody down because I want it to come up and out of places. But I also want to, I'm going to stamp off. So I'm just going to use this piece of old olive to stamp her off. Now, most of this will get hidden, and I'm okay with that. Because I really only want a little bit of a leaf here and there. Whoopsie. That bit has to get hidden. Okay, I'm not going to go back in and do that. Now, that is a stamp that I'm also going to do on my inside. Okay? But I'm going to stamp it full. I'll turn that piece over and I'm going to stamp it full. And you'll see here it's got a bit of a lip. All right. We might put another leaf in there. Okay, and we'll come back and we'll do the envelope the same after I've cleaned the table. Okay. So let's put it together. Now, well, I might just clean the table just so that I don't get any ink over the back of this white card, because that's never fun. All right, so I want to add a little bit of this ribbon. Now, when I say it frays quite nicely, and you'll see you end up with this, like, there's a white piece and then there's a gold piece. Now they're quite crinkly. So let me just trim them off. And you also get this guy, which is actually quite soft. But this looks like a headband. But if you run this over the edge of your bone folder, you can see it's starting to straighten out. Okay, and it's taking away some of that crinkle, which means then you can put a messy, non-crimped piece. The gold fiber does it especially. It's especially good for it. And you get you've got a lot of ribbon on there. There's over 9 meters on here. So a little bit that's a bit fibrous-y is not a bad thing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim this down because now I know how much I've got. And I'll just get a piece of tear tape, which is hiding over here. And I'll just stick that across the middle. Now I actually want it, I'm going to trim all of these. I don't want any, I want them all to be, what are they called? All to be ends. All right. And I want them sort of coming out at all different bits. Okay, so just make them where you want them to come. Okay, and then we're going to pop these guys over the top. So you'll see you're not going to see a lot of it. It's just a little subtle hint. Okay, all right, and you can just bring that one around there. And whilst your flowers aren't stuck down, you can manipulate them to your liking. The main thing is that this piece of tear tape gets covered by our main flowers. All right, so I'm just going to stick these leaves down, and I'm going to use some glue for these guys. All right, and I'm just going to make sure that they stay within the confines of your card. Okay, work out where this one hangs out, that one, which makes that one up there. See what I mean? You're only seeing a little bit. Probably could have bought, that one there out a little bit more. Okay. If you think you only want one leaf up there, there is a single leaf option. Okay. Again, remember to stay within the confines of your card. Let's send some fibers up this direction. Come on. You want to go absolutely everywhere. And down this way. And then this guy is going to get adhered here. And we were going to stick this one under here. Okay, so it's going to land in there between. Now, vellum, I'm only putting glue on the end because vellum will, the glue will show through. So you will be able to see it. So what I want to do is I want to get these fibers out here. I'm just going to stick this on, and I'm going to go there between those because I wanted to hide that piece that didn't work nicely for me. Fibers, you can come out here. Yeah. They're fiddly, but they're fun. Oh, now I've got glue on my fingers. And this guy's going to go on with some dimensionals. Okay, up you come. Out you go. You might need to put a little bit more tape on to send them where you want them, which is what I'm going to do. Oops, it came off. As long as it stays underneath the flower, that's all good. Okay, because no one's going to be able to see under there, which is good because you won't be able to see that I chopped that bit out of the middle either. Okay, so we'll put some dimensionals under this guy. And look, I'd recommend that you're not tight with dimensionals on this flower. I recommend that you use for what I would normally say is an excessive amount. Okay, just because it needs to stay up and stay nice. It's just one of those cards that needs that extra little oomph. Okay, and that extra layer is not going to be a bad thing. All right. Now, sometimes you look at cards and you think, wow, so many dimensionals on that. They're really not necessary. This is one where they're really necessary. Okay. Pull you out. I'm just sending these to where I want them as well. Okay. All right. There's that. Now, because we've done this pretty paper on the outside, I'm actually only going to put, peach pie probably work better. I'm thinking because that flower on the front's peach pie. Yeah, let's go with peach pie. Okay. This one can go on the inside, and it's going to go on that. Oh, it's going to go on this layer. And that's only because white on white, you can't see the difference. If you've got someone that likes subtle colours, then it will make a lovely birthday card as well. I will say there is still some of last month's, what's that thing called? Product of the month left. So if you didn't put an order in last month and didn't get last month's product of the month, you could probably still get your hot little hands on that fabulous Happy Birthdays that I absolutely love. But this month's product of the month is really pretty designer series paper. Okay, there's the inside of my card. Now, my mum loves it when I put gems on, and yes, I am being very sarcastic. I don't know where I've put the darn things. I keep going, oh, and I have to put these pearls on, Mum. And she goes, no, leave them off. You don't need them. But I think the white ones are really going to come into their own on here. So like I said, there's 3 different sizes. There's 2 different sizes. There's 3 different colors. We've got a white, then we've got a really pale, that's similar to peach pie or pretty pink. No, actually, no, I'd say it's more, yeah, the colors on here, it doesn't say, but, and this is more calypso corally, but it goes with this sweet. So it'd have to be peach pie. I'm going to use my, oh, I've got that. It's very weird holding this with, that doesn't have, yeah, that's going to work very nicely there. Ooh. See, and my Take Your Pick tools even got, I've even got this end here, because the Take Your Pick tool's on the table with the brush on it. Yeah. They're just pretty. The gems are pretty. Okay. They just make it a little bit sparkly. All right. If you wanted to, you could add some Wink of Stella to it. If you wanted to, you could add some gold. They're quite fine, the dies, like these ones. So these would look quite pretty in here with these other ones underneath it. But I think that I'm going to sit on the fence that it might be too much for today, because I really like this card. I really like how it's coming out, and I think that it's quite pretty. And I think I'm going to stick with pretty today. What do you reckon, guys? Stick with pretty. If you wanted to add this extra one that I added, oh look, I could just stick that underneath there, and you know, but yeah, you can actually add it. But I don't think it needs it. All right, you could put it on the inside if you wanted to. Let's decorate the front, and I think we'll just go with some more of these little spindly bits. That's what I'll call them. I'll call them spindly bits, because that's what they look like. They'll look a bit twiggy. So yeah, I think it's just pretty. And so you'll notice that I'll often go for different angles. And let's go right in for this one. Okay. All right. So there we have it. A multi-layered card. I was planning to use more of the vellum accents, but I ended up using one. And you can chop them up and use them in a variety if you want to, but I just thought that we only needed that subtle one that just brings that gold through from the bottom up to the top. What do you reckon? Okay. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then we've got these little gold pieces from our ribbon that we've just unthreaded through it. All right, because no one said you have to use the ribbon as a whole piece of ribbon. All righty, on that note, I'm going to catch up with you all later. Oh, where's my mouse? It's done a runner. All right. Oh, there we are. Oh, and we're back on the photo. Sorry about that. Hope I didn't make you too seasick. Now that is the lovely and beautiful suite. It's from Stampin' Up. The stamp set's divine. There's 2 stamp sets. There's ribbon. There's gems, and there's the beautiful vellum accents in the whole suite. And if you were if you wanted to join, you'd only need to take out one stamp bundle, and you'll be able to get all the other goodies as part of your joining kit. And you'd get the Stampin' Positioner added to your kit free this month. So just keep that in mind because it is a really good deal. All right, without further ado, I'm going to go and I'm going to catch up with you all next week. It was great to see you.